after actually, I've heard about this hero. After the patch came out, a lot of pro gamers, they told me that Florentino definitely will be the most OP hero play as the top laner.
Yes, I feel like, he is like a mixture hybrid version of Ma Chao because, he has to pick up the
and Charlotte,
flower.
right?
Yeah, and Charlotte, yeah. And he just carrying this sword like a
Be
gentleman.
so elegant.
Yeah, elegant, but really deadly. Like,
Yeah.
he just pick up the flowers and he has this skill kit. Like, he can just do unlimited lunges and switching mobilities back and forth. Such a skillful character. I feel like it requires a lot of high skill and high maneuver to play this hero.
True. And actually, he's throwing out those flowers. So it was roses, right?
Yeah.
If I'm correct.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he's just to be so lethal, but in an elegant way.
Yeah, those rose banquets,
Love
you
it, love it.
pick it up and you just like lunge forward. He can do a lot of different combos. Like the man has, the recovery skills, the true damage, stuns, and a lot of movements, and it's a really hard way to really get this character in time. So he goes around a lot and he's carrying that intimidate, so he's doing damage reduction at the same time, so it's gonna be really hard to gank this character on the top lane.
Exactly. So Zimo definitely will be so comfortable during the lanings. And what about, let's just emphasize more about the top laners. As for Zimo, he's playing the warrior right now, right? And also maybe the assassin during the team fight. But as for Sun Lingwei, he's playing Lianpo, and Lianpo is a great initiator, but he's just gonna be the tank. So it's more like Zimo will use his power at the laners and try to rotate faster than Lianpo.
Yes.
But as for Wuhan eStarPro, this time they just rotate the Prince of bluntly to play as a support. It's I would say it's quite common for the last patch in HOK, but this time they do it again. It's kind of be their comfort zone, so
Yeah.
they're gonna cause great threat towards Maishinui and also Slims during the team fight.
Yeah, definitely. Also that, Prince Alani is carrying that flash, so he's gonna use that gap closer. Flash in, ultimate, that's a lot of distance. 800 units, that is 2 flashes of a distance, so he can really gank those squishy heroes like Slims in the early game, also like Maishinui if they find them in the patch of grass.
So this is definitely gonna be an explosive game, and right now, right here in this arena, hearing the crowd, making the voice, let's go for game 2. Beijing Weibo on the blue side and Wuhan eStarPro on the red.
Yes, let's go. And right here, right now, Iggy in the mid lane, trying to make some quick rotation, but he's facing 2 enemies right now from Beijing Weibo, so he might not have that early rotation possible. But here, Prince Alani helping out the Izhen at the bottom, so Izhen is still having that Prince Alani just watch his back at all times.
I mean, like Garo play against Limbs, I would say Garo, by using those long attacking range, maybe, well, be more powerful than Slims during the laning.
Yeah, Slim needs some time to build up those, piercing damage and attack speed. But here's
Woo!
Ziyan trying to do some damage. Ziyan is trouble.
The
Trying
stack.
to get away. Anya going into that passive mode. Here is going to be the Maishinui coming in, almost getting in Shinron's face right there. Everyone just falling it back, taking a breather. Oh my god, like I feel like the first blood almost about to come up.
Yeah, and I mean, this turn for Beijing Weibo, they win out Wuhan eStarPro from the first skirmishes. Even though there's no kills happening, but both flashes from the core players, from the backliners of Wuhan eStarPro were first out, right?
Yeah.
Iggy, and that also means Iggy might be locked up in the mid lane. He cannot rotate without a flash. And also Garo, Izhen will back off a little bit during the laning. So even though there's no kills happening right now, but for Beijing Weibo, they can do more things.
Definitely. They already have that calculation in hand. That flash is 120 seconds cooldown, so they already have that time lock. If, they don't have that flash during this time, they can actually have, a different kind of calculation to gank before they have their flash ready.
True. And I would say if we need to talk about the advantages that Beijing Weibo has in the early game, we need to talk about Aya. Right?
Yes.
Aya's second ability, he's like another version about Yaria.
Yes.
But it's more like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like, Yaria, still, I do love Yaria, but, I'm not going to be coming home tonight to Yaria. But no offense to Yaya, we all love you. Definitely, Aya is a really, really unique hero, like similar to Yaya, but her second ability just basically Yaya's third ultimate.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I mean,
lot
that's
of
the point,
options.
right? Like for Yari, if you want to do the lanes, you need to make sure that Yari will upgrade to level 4.
Yes.
But that takes time, at
Yeah.
least 2 minutes, right? But for Aya, you can just upgrade your second ability.
Yeah,
And
on
try
the-
to do the
on
protection.
the first level, yeah.
Yeah, and that's the reason why she might be more powerful than Yaria.
Yes, and also her abilities, her summoner skills actually can be used on the person that she's using that second ability on.
Yeah.
Transferring that frenzy to Slims, transferring that frenzy to any one of their allies.
Yeah, this is such an, well, benevolent and kind hero, you know?
Yes. And actually, this Anya has a skin. It's called the commentator skin, which is basically Anya turned into us.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, so that's a really interesting fact that for the AoE versions out
Yeah.
there, you can get that skin on the AoE version.
And no wonder why that make Aya so popular. And
Yeah.
right now, eStarPro trying to do something at the bottom lane. They try to gag on Slims, but Slims with this red buff, he can kiting those opponents a lot.
Yeah, Slim just jump so versatile. Like
Yeah.
his second ability can jump to any location that he wants in a small region, but the jump is so high, so he can jump over walls, he can jump over different obstacles. So it's gonna be really hard for ganking Slim, but Prince of Lanling just go
Stun.
in, try to make some damage, but the damage is not really even there. Like he does not have that damage enough to kill Slim.
I mean, we can see that Wuhan eStarPro, they try to make a lot of things happen, and actually they try to set up Beijing Weibo, but the problem is the skirmishes was disconnected. Like Prince of Lanling, he come in, got a nice stun, but no more damage can come up with him.
Yes, but it's just a little bit harassment here. But 4 minutes is gonna be here, so everybody's gonna fight for resources, and this big resource is gonna be this tyrant here. It goes to Duan. Duan is gonna move in, maybe go for this blue jungle in the eStarPro side.
They're now doing those invasions into Wuhan eStarPro's blue buff, take it away, and now Beijing Weibo can gradually take down the tower at the bottom. And for Wuhan eStarPro, they know that they just need to give up the tower at the bottom, and they try to do some trades.
Blue team
Yes, I
has
feel like this
destroyed a
version,
tower.
like Duan is gonna be super strong with that purple jungle item. I mean, this is his version. I mean, he is the king of the jungles, and he's so tanky. He has like true damage. He has stuns. He has everything. Mobility. He's the man of jack of all trades.
Yeah. So Dun, not only in this patch now, even in HOK, when we're doing KPL, Dun would always be the most prevalent pick right now. Being so tanky enough, bring the vision, and he's just like the bodyguard
Yes.
for his own faction.
Yeah, the game really is slower than usual, slower than last game actually. This game, everybody's just playing it safe. They don't want to do too much, and I feel like Weibo is getting really, really anxious. They want to do everything just right. They don't want to, kind of be too much damage output like the last game.
And one thing for sure is that Beijing will try to avoid those big team fight. Because we can see if we scrutinize the draft for eStarPro, you can see a lot of
Red
crowd
team
control can be
has
just
destroyed
Limbo's
a tower.
ulti, right? And there will be 2 assassins coming in, Prince of Lanling and Miao Musashi. So there's no way for Beijing to protect their slaves, their precious marksmen. So Beijing Weibo, they definitely want to avoid those big engagements.
Yeah, I feel like Beijing Weibo has to go
Blue
with the
team
small
has
skirmishes.
destroyed
Yeah.
a
To
tower.
get down at least 1 or 2 enemies before going in. Maybe have the number advantage in those bigger team fights.
Yeah.
And I know eStar is just well known for their team fight, their strategy, their engagement is so well calculated. Like it just everybody coordination, like the shot callers at the same time. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to those team fights where eStar Pro communicate. I just want to hear their chat transmissions, like what's going on in their minds.
I will tell you that it was chaotic. No one actually really hear about them, but now here's the team fight. Tumble in my Sunny, it wasn't get her kill on this Prince of Lanling.
Yes, and Prince of Lanling was a little bit too deep. Didn't have really much mobility here after using that ultimate. You know, Nimpo also was in there at the same time, almost getting caught, but you know, walk away alive. Just one casualty here for Wuhan eStarPro.
Yeah. It's just like the same story is happening right now, just like game 1, right? Beijing Weibo, they got advantage in the early game, but the problem is now for game 2, how they're gonna solidify it. But due to the draft, it was quite different compared to the last one. With that tank to play as a jungler, right? The Dun, Beijing Weibo can make sure that they can gradually gain the vision control and just play it around the slams and try to take down the towers.
Yeah, and Slim is a tank killer. Stamp is gonna be a little bit in trouble, but his damage is so much. Limpo just not gonna be taking it in. Limpo getting away.
But
Here
this
is good Florentino, but by Shinui got taken down by the other team, and everything's chaotic. But Dun is still alive. 3-man down, 4-man down.
Still there, trying to get another kill first ability, but the triple kill goes over to the support, to Ziyang from Wuhan eStarPro. He's not playing like a support, he's playing like an explosive assassin.
Yeah, he knows how to get around the map and in those critical conditions, and he still managed to walk out alive with that HP. That is gonna be a 1-for-5 trade, and team fight wise, eStar got this hands down.
This is exactly what we want, and let's just watch the replay. First thing first, it was Wuhan eStarPro tried to initiate, but it was quite dangerous, right? Since the HP has been taken extremely low, but luckily that was Lianpo, right? You can just give him up, and then Prince of Lungling come in, got the double qual, and then go back, turn to Linghen, and achieve this triple. Everyone just cheer for this great performance.
That was chaotic. You know, the kill was happening in the jungle.
Yeah.
The kill was happening in the enemy's jungle.
Like everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere. Just a one-man bomb down one by one, and Prince Alani just know how to execute those damages well.
But that's exactly what we predict, right? For Beijing Weibo, they did quite a good job in the early game, but the problem is they try to get a void of those big engagement from Wuhan eStarPro.
Yeah.
But eStar is just, you know, again being so aggressive and always trying to force Beijing Weibo to play the team fight.
Yes, Beijing Weibo trying to walk into the mid, but they might want to go for objectives instead of those team fight, but eStar just forcing them right away. And here's the rest of the members, and you can see Prince Alani try to flank around the back. Florentino is making it to the scene. Prince Alani going away. Here's gonna be Maishinui escaping. Here's gonna be...
It's gonna be the time for Beijing Weibo. They're just gonna do the counter attack.
Yes, 2-man falls for eStarPro, but here might losing the objectives right here, and that is going to be a 10 minutes Tyrant, so a lot of a buff is going to go into the Beijing Weibo side.
I would say Beijing Weibo is quite used to this kind of scene, because this team, Beijing Weibo, they might not be so aggressive as Wuhan eStarPro does, but they always be so calm.
Yeah.
No matter what kind of situation they're facing, they're just gonna calm down and buck up a little bit and just waiting for the right moment to counterattack.
Yes, right now maybe they want to make that push on that mid tower. The mid tower is still there for eStarPro.
Yeah.
So they're not losing any momentum right now. They can actually bring that momentum back since they have that mid tower secured.
Exactly. So maybe mid tower will be the most important resources for Beijing Weibo to gain, right?
Yes.
Everything that they did while directly targeting at the milling tower. Because the milling tower just make sure that Wuhan eStarPro won't lose the control of the riverside.
Yes, but here is Weibo sitting at the door of the mid tower. Here's the initiation.
Ooh, Garo has been taken down.
Going in, Garo just got melted by the enemies, by Duan, and also Slims with the quick movement, the nimble jump forward. They're gonna clean up the middle tower. They're gonna get the top tower, the second tier. But Prince Alani trying to make something happen here. Maybe, you know, going after the squishy heroes that Beijing Weibo have.
I mean, like Ziyang can do that, but well, Beijing Weibo let him to do that because
tower is
after
gone.
all, Princess Lama is just like a support. So Beijing Weibo definitely know that. So they just, you know, again gathering together, be setting units, you know, just roll in, be like a squad.
That's right. Late game, I feel like Prince Alani, the damage is not going to be enough.
Yeah.
So, you know, in the early game or the mid game, that's when, you know, Prince Alani can't do those damages. But I'm worried about late game. Is the damage going to be enough? Here's Musashi running. Florentino using that Intimidate right here, try to get away, but the fight is going to be happening. Anya try to protect. Slim goes down. Anya jumps out, turns into a squirrel, still running for his life, but E-Star is out for blood right now in hot pursuit of Duan. Duan is going to be with Anya in the 3 versus 2 situation. It's going to be Mai Shinui on the background doing some fan damage, but here is Garo in the scene. They have to back up, and eStarPro is pushing forward.
They push again, push back again. eStarPro, they defend their high ground tower and utilizing that team fight again, just force Beijing Weibo to retreat. And one of the reasons why eStarPro can win that team fight maybe is mainly because Garo is always in such a comfortable setting, right? Garo is hiding under the second tower in the mid lane, and by using that long attacking range, he's constantly doing this output, support the damage down, and let Wuhan support to push back.
Yes, definitely. eStarPro is doing a really nice job. Even though, you know, there's some, you know, cons of, you know, Prince Alani being a little bit weak in the late game, but they really allocate a lot of the damages together, knowing which hero does damage here and there. And I feel like the team fight, they're so well calculated. I feel like a little bit more than Weibo.
Exactly. So here's the thing. Actually, you know, due to the different situation, you need to change your playing style in a more flexible way. For example, in the early game or the early middle game, Prince of Lonely will do his job. But after all, we are going to the late game. So eStarPro may change their playing style and just try to protect Garo.
Oh, here's the immunity from Nempo. Nempo is not gonna survive those damages. Florentino is gonna jump in. He's gonna go. Master Louis jumping in the flash. The bomb from the sky. But Masashi clean him up. Crucial crowd control by Mai Shinui. Mai Shinui already got the job done. And here's gonna be Prince Alani running around, you know, just trying to, you know, get the enemies, you know, scaring them away for a second.
Yeah, I
but
mean,
there's
like,
nothing that he can do right now. Maybe
Quadrant
still the dragon.
Yeah, I mean, like, Quadrant just like a bomb. And he just throw himself into the crowd, got the most crucial kill. He take that Garo down, and that exactly just turned the situation around.
Yes.
Beijing Weibo, they are trying to, you know, enclose the position, right? Florentino was at the rear, and Mai Shinui Huazhen just come in like a bomb and just blow Wuhan Super up.
Yeah, that was a really fast reaction by Weibo. They have that attack coordinated. So, you know, eStarPro has to be careful. I feel like, you know, Weibo is doing the same thing that eStar did to them in the first game.
Yeah.
So I can feel like the revenge coming from Beijing Weibo.
And in the same way, right?
Yeah, in the same way. So it's super fun to watch.
Yeah, do it head to head, and that's what we call KPL, right?
That's
Welcome
right.
to KPL.
That's right, and you can see like on the screen right now, real-time go chart. Here's the go fluctuation, you know, kind of go up and down. Actually goes both ways.
Yeah. So again, a lot of back and forths, and this time for Wuhan eStarPro, they do need to protect Garo again, but they are quite good at cleaning up those minions. But how they're gonna protect Garo during the team fight? I mean, Florentino and Mai Shinui are really tough.
Yeah, they can really jump in and, you know, going after your center players. You know, those centers like Garo. Oh, Garo falling so low. Oh, Ling Wei has to go back. So Ling Wei try to protect Garo as much as possible. I think here is gonna be Prince Alani, but doesn't do any damage, and he just in the midst of the crowd, surrounded by enemies.
I mean, that kind of timing was quite decent, but you see how fast Chelsea react, right? That was an instant, like flash for flash.
Yeah, flash and flash.
Exactly the same timing when Zion flashed in, Chelsea just flashed out. After he dodged the gank, it's gonna be the time for Beijing Weibo to take the gank.
Yeah, and you know, Slim's ability, he has an extra jump, so he flashed and he's using second ability, he can get to another spot and really dodge a lot of the assassin skills from Zion.
Just like Chelsea is taking himself as a bait.
Kinda, you know, baiting that Prince Alani to come out of its shadows. Here's Super Minion on the top side of the lane. Look at that mid tower gone. All of the high ground tower are gone for Wuhan eStarPro. It's gonna be the end game. Let's see if eStarPro is managed to defend their crystal.
5,000 gold lead goes over to Beijing Weibo, and since they're being so powerful in the late game, I mean, it's gonna be the time for them to close out the game. They're sending the strongest vanguards into the mid, and Limpo tried to jump in and ultimate out, but here comes Maishinui. He was taken down by Musashi, and Musashi resect again, but here comes the vanguards. Beijing Weibo, no more
focusing
kills.
on the fight. They just want to target the crystal and end the game. And that's